mute yourself. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Purium Superfood Call, highlighting the ultimate lifestyle transformation. Thank you for joining us. Look at all this smiling faces here and this amazing Purium community of health, of people that are striving for the highest health they can be in. And I tell you what, you can't beat Purium. I will say that everyone on this call got a call from somebody that said, "Hey, you got to check out these foods." I mean, I know Lucy and I did. I'm sure Dan did, and Eric did, and I've heard their stories. Joyce did. Someone called and said, "Hey, you got to check out these foods." Well, a double board certified medical doctor called Lucy and I, and he also is a homeopathic physician. As a matter of fact, he was president of the Homeopathic Society for many years, still is on occasion. And he said, "Michael, there's a company about 20 miles from you down in Long Beach that makes the best superfoods that I've ever experienced, and my clients are doing remarkable." And I said, "Well, what is that, Doc?" And he said, "Check them out. Go to their website and listen to this guy, Dave Sandoval, and get yourself a pack." So I went online immediately, looked at the pack, called Lucy, said, "Honey, let's get a credit card here. Let's buy a pack." And we started our journey with Purium, and it's been an 11-year journey of joy, happiness, higher health, wellness, another level of life experience. There's a saying that we have at Purium, the quality of the food that you eat will equal the quality of life that you live. And when I first heard that, I didn't quite get it. It went right over my head. And then as I started eating the foods and we started eating the foods, it started getting into my body. And I lost weight. Lucy lost weight. Look how beautiful she is. You can see that great smile on her face and the radiance. We eat these foods every day and we love them and respect this company so much. So let me share with you a little bit here of a couple screenshots here. All right. Can you see that, everybody? Okay, so welcome to Purium, everyone, where health, environment, wealth, and community is the guiding light behind Purium and has been for 28 years. Dave and Amy have been manufacturing superfoods. 28 years they have been manufacturing. Started out with one product 28 years ago. Now we have 60. And the evolution of the ultimate lifestyle transformation is what we're talking about tonight. And here is a shot of Dave and Amy. You can see Amy there in the middle in front of our Purium sign, which is in Dominguez Hills. We have a 41,000 square foot facility there where all the processing is done, where all the manufacturing is done, where all the decisions are made. And Amy has been running that facility for 28 years. We've been in that one for 5 years, 6 years. We were in Long Beach for over 20 years. And there's Dave, who's our formulator, the brain behind all the superfoods. And he just is a remarkable fella in the way he has formulated these foods and his commitment to nutrition for the last 28 years. And about 35, 40 years ago, he really started getting into nutrition because he saw some people in his family die, his aunt and a few other people, and he couldn't understand why they were dying so young. So he started doing his homework, and he's been on a quest for most of his life, his whole adult life, to figure out how superfoods can work together. He lobbied for the certified organic label on food many, many years ago. He's one of the main people that lobbied for that. He wrote this book called The Green Food Bible. And you definitely want to read that book to get the tips about so many of our superfoods and what they do once they get in the body as you digest them and how they mix together and the power behind them. We only use 1% of the most powerful superfoods on the planet in our formulas. And Dave and Amy have procured farmers over the years that have had 28, 30-year relationships with that provide these amazing foods for us. And Dave also wrote a book called The Toxin That Came to Dinner, which is about this wonderful nasty chemical called glyphosate, which is in the Roundup, the active ingredient in Roundup, which is causing so many health challenges with people all over the world. You know, here in America, we have many people are on top of what the danger it is getting glyphosate. So Dave wrote The Toxin That Came to Dinner, because most people that are eating normal store-bought food, you know, restaurant food, they're getting tons of glyphosate and they don't even know it. So Dave was personally mentored by Ann Wigmore and Bernard Jensen, who are two leaders in the nutrition health industry of eating properly and guiding your life with getting foods that will regenerate and feed your body. You know, the quality of the food you eat will equal the quality of life that you live. And I really want you to take that in, because when I first heard it, I kind of thought it was just a cliche. And Dave says this line all the time: the quality of the food you eat will equal the quality of life you live. And when you start eating Purium and get on the 90-day program with the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation as your introduction to Purium, and that'll introduce you. After that, you'll see the other 55 products that we have that you can check out and learn about. But the Ultimate Lifestyle for 90 days will flood your body with nutrients. There's the Green Food Bible that Dave wrote. Look what he says on there. Could green plants hold the key to our survival? Green food isn't a diet. It's a lifestyle that has opened our eyes to new amazing choices and has given us the direct path to better health and nutrition. So this is a book you want to check out. We have it on our website. Dave, here's a product that I'm just wanted to show you some of the richness of what we strive for in Dave's strive. There's 16 different foods in this particular beet juice that we created called Can't Beat This. Amazing food. You know, here's the Power Shake. The Power Shake is one of the products that's in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. Now, what's cool about this, if you notice, this bag is open. This is a biodegradable, compostable bag. 2.5 years ago, Dave calls Amy and says, Amy, now they're both co-founders. Amy's running the facility. Dave's the creative mind of putting formulas together, coming up with ideas to supersede a past idea that he had to make these foods better, you know, and better, because he never sits still when it comes to the quality that we strive for. So Power Shake, that bag right there, you can, you know, 2 years ago, everything was in plastic that we had. Glass, a couple things were in glass, mostly plastic. Dave calls Amy and says, hey, we're going to go plastic free. Amy says, oh boy. So Amy running the facility, she had her hands full to make that happen. But she did it. And here we are 2.5 years later with 99% of our products now are totally plastic free and all in biodegradable compostable packaging, which means after you empty the package, you can literally bury this in your backyard and in 3 to 6 months, it'll be dirt again. That's how amazing we are with caring for the environment of our planet. And that was Dave's commitment when he finally realized, I got to stop this plastic. I'm hurting the planet. I'm helping people get better nutrition, but we're hurting the planet. So in the last 2.5 years, we've saved about 350,000 pounds of plastic from going to landfills. That's the difference that we keep trying to make. And there's a couple of the other formulas that Dave has created. And you can see the power and the energy and the intensity of those drinks. So we're going to talk today about the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And this pack will absolutely change your life. And Dave, you know, he always used to say, you know, we got, you know, you can't eat Purium for 2 weeks or a month. You need to do it for 90 days. Now we have a 60-day guarantee, so there's no risk on anyone. But when you eat our food, when you flood your body with the foods that's in that pack for like 90 days, because that would be 3 months in a row getting this pack, you will see a difference. You will look better, you will feel better, and you will perform better. And we guarantee it. We have a 60-day guarantee, so we stand behind our product 100%. So Amy, who's the president and COO of Purium, the founder of this movement called the Million Mom Movement, where she's developing 1 million moms around between Europe and the United States that are teaching their neighborhood, teaching families around them and their kids to eat organic. So it's called the Million Mom Movement, and it's been a great movement that's been going on now for a number of years. She's a mom of two children, two girls in her like in their teens now, author of Woman on the Rise. You know, when you come to a convention with Purium, you get a chance. We generally, if it's in LA, we do a tour of the facility in Long Beach. And Amy generally takes us through that tour. So it's an amazing tour. And she just has so much fun sharing with us all the details of how committed her and Dave are to the purity and the premium quality of what we're doing here in Purium. So Lucy and I had a chance to do it at a Diamond Club about 2 months ago, and I hadn't taken the tour in quite a while. And oh my God, was it inspiring? I mean, every source of plant that comes into our facility goes through 30 stages of testing to make sure the pure and premium quality is there. And when Dave and Amy started this company, they said, they took pure and premium and put it together and came up with Purium. So there's Amy there talking and sharing so much information about all the details of how we process. And there again, Purium doesn't have a middleman. Most of these companies out there, they hire some other company to create the product for them, to process it, to make it, and to source the product. We do it all. So Amy and Dave are so committed to the cleanliness and the purity of our foods. So with no middleman, during the process keeps quality high. So they control the quality, and it's always of the highest standard, and it keeps the cost low for what we pay for the product. There's the power shake, and you can see it's in our biodegradable, and that's what it looks like in a glass. And as a matter of fact, I'm drinking some right here, and I drink it every day, and I love it. So Purium is in the business of making lives better, both physically, emotionally, and financially. You know, again, please write this down. The quality of the food you eat will equal the quality of the life you live. And that's written on almost every product that we ship out. So ultimate lifestyle transformation, also known as the 90-day way, all the way, you know, and I'm going to let Joyce take over here. This Joyce Gerber is she's a certified nutrition consultant. She is a certified colonic hydrotherapist. She is a licensed massage therapist. And Lucy and I have known Joy for about 10 years now, because she's been eating Purium for 10 years. And, you know, I've had many conversations with her. Her knowledge and her commitment to sharing information with people from the time she started practicing the craft of natural healing 40 years ago. I think she corrected me on a call just a minute ago and said, Michael, it's 43 years. And I said, oh man, 43 years. I mean, this is serious, y'all. This is someone who's been on track, working hard, learning the ropes, learning different modules of healing. And I asked Joyce if she'd share with us today some of the information that she so intrinsically understands that I don't, about the foods and what's in this ultimate lifestyle transformation. So Joyce, welcome to. I'm going to take it off share for a second and let Joyce chat a minute, and then I'm going to put it on. So view. Let's put it on speaker. Okay, go ahead, Joyce.
Okay, thanks a lot, Michael. Thank you. I resonated with so much of what you were saying. And I will just say that, you know, when I was looking at what you had up visually, you know, what jumped out at me was where it said David Sandoval was personally mentored by Bernard Jensen and Ann Wigmore. Well, those were two of my favorite teachers. I actually studied with both of them, and I know how incredible they were. And they were teachers who they actually had health challenges where they were given up to die. Bernard Jensen, at the age of 18, he had a severe lung condition, and they said he was going to die. He discovered nutrition and cleansing, detoxification, and he got well and lived to the ripe age of 92. And his work was breakthrough in terms of the power of nutritional replenishment and cleansing the body of poisons. The same thing with Anne Whitmore. She had been thrown as a young girl from a horse. I think she was 18, and they said she was going to develop gangrene in her legs and needed amputation. Her grandmother was very involved with herbs and the green foods of the earth. She got Anne on a program, saved her legs. Then Anne, went on to live a typical American life with American food and developed cancer in her 50s. And she remembered the experience of when she was 18 and her legs were saved. And she went on all these green foods. She discovered wheatgrass. And that will segue me into the power shake, because that is one of the ingredients in there. But she used these green foods, healed her body. Friends and family discovered what she did, and everybody started coming to her, and she created something called the Hippocrates Health Institute, originally in Boston. Now there's a very well-known one in West Palm Beach, Florida. So I resonated so much with hearing about like all of the health principles I learned over the last 43 years were like basically in the different foods. I've never really promoted a company before, and I never thought I would, but it's almost like duplicating myself. I was able to duplicate myself. So the power shake, the ultimate lifestyle transformation, is where you're using 5 different formulas, products that are all like, this is alive, even though it's in a package. The way the powders are formulated with Purium, there's no heat used. So when there's no heat used, you have the living enzymes. So when health is deteriorating, when you have any symptoms, when you're fatigued, when you have pain, when you have inflammation, when you go to the doctor and you're finding yourself put on a pharmaceutical drug, or you're told you need surgery, you are in a downward spiral, a decline. And on a physical level, there's 2 main causes of disease: nutritional deficiency or toxemia, toxins in the body that are accumulating and not coming out. Digestion requires more energy than any other body function. So when you lighten or eliminate the need to digest, your body has all that energy to eat up, dissolve, and eliminate whatever is toxic. So the power shake is the formula in the ultimate lifestyle transformation that has the highest octane fuels. So some of the ingredients are rice bran extract. That's extremely high in B vitamins, and any nutrients, any ingredients that are in this formula are gluten-free, and they are meant to be slow burning carbohydrates. Because if we're going to be on this program and using these foods for 30 days, we want to make sure this food will give us energy and fuel to burn for hours. In the typical American diet, so often people eat foods that are refined, and then their energy crashes, and mid-morning and mid-afternoon, they're reaching for caffeine or sugar to give them hyped up energy. This gives you sustained energy. There are things in here like wheatgrass, which is a blood purifier and a liver cleanser, very alkalizing. The blood needs to be slightly alkaline in a healthy body. And most of the American diet creates an acid chemistry in the blood. There are ingredients in here such as alfalfa. Alfalfa, the roots grow 70 feet down into the earth. So it's extremely mineral rich. Just like we need enzymes, we need minerals. And anybody getting sick or tired or symptomatic is lacking minerals, is lacking enzymes, is lacking alkalinity. Chlorophyll is like the blood of a plant. So in our blood, we have something called hemoglobin, which carries the oxygen. When we take a green food, it's like getting a blood transfusion. So in the ULT, Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, shortening it, we're having the power shake twice a day. And that's like our vegetables and our grains, healthy grains, our healthy non-gluten alkaline grains, and our healthy green foods. That's our meal. And then that leads into the next formula. And there's also I just want to say the power shake is also providing something called adiponectin. We need high adiponectin levels. So the rice bran in there creates high levels of adiponectin, which burns fat. So for people who need to burn fat, this natural food in there helps to do that. So that is our balanced. People have this twice a day, either I would say breakfast and their dinner meal or breakfast and their lunch meal. And so that is the greens and grains and salad. Now and there is some protein in here. Spirulina is 65% protein, and it is in here. So there's a certain amount of protein in here, but then what gives us the complete meal, the complete protein, is the super amino 23. And I know, Michael, you have that in a slide.
Yes.
So the super amino 23, and the reason it's called that is because literally in 23 minutes, it goes into our body, it goes into our muscles. Normally, protein, especially from animals, is a very difficult nutritional element to absorb. We only get maybe 30 to 50% absorption rate from protein. In animal foods, we have toxic byproducts from protein, which are ammonia and uric acid. So people who have kidney issues or on dialysis are not even allowed to have any protein. So this is safe enough. It's been in the physician's desk reference. It's in tablet form. It's from legumes. You can blend it if you have trouble swallowing tablets, but it literally goes into your muscles in 23 minutes. So it is such a pure plant-based or vegan form of protein when you're on this program. There are a lot of athletes that use it, and it's incredible what it can do for your body. So I love the fact that we've got this clean plant-based protein in a lot. And it's interesting, when I first started out in being a health professional, I would guide people on juice fasts because that's all there was. There wasn't superfoods like this. And a lot of times, people would complain about losing muscle mass. And with what I love about this program is it's so balanced. There's just as much attention paid to balancing out nutritional deficiencies as there is on getting rid of poisons. So this is another incredible part of providing nutrition in a clean form we can easily use without any toxic byproduct, safe enough. And today, I was listening to a call today from Dave Sandoval, the formulator of these products, and he said, one of the things that jumped out, he said, the kidneys are like the trash can of the liver. And he said the liver, you can lose 90% of the liver and it will regenerate. But in our country and in our culture, there are so many toxic foods that overload our liver. So it's almost like the other organs that are supposed to be doing different functions have to take up the load of one organ if that organ is overloaded. Something else I learned years ago was the lungs can be like a second bowel. And if the bowel, if the intestines, the large intestine, the colon is overloaded, the lung in Chinese medicine is considered the second bowel. So one of the things I love about Purium and the people who created it, David Sandoval, his perspective is it's so holistic. In Western medicine, our bodies are divided into all these segments, and you have a doctor specializing in lungs or kidney or, joints or brain. But there is such a holistic overview, and it's understood that if one organ is burdened, other organs will have to take over the function. So that's why I love this super amino 23, which leads into the next formula as part of this ULT. And the fact that the detox project, Biomedic is essential. So for many years, I was a colon hydrotherapist. So that involves using water to introduce into the colon or large intestine to wash and dissolve and eliminate old waste. Now, we've been seeing such a rise in autoimmune diseases, things like leaky gut. And over the last 5 years, everybody's been so worried about their immune systems. And it almost seems sometimes, if you listen to the news and the media, it's almost like human beings don't have an immune system. And we have to totally depend on, getting shots into our bodies and medications. And that's so far from true. We have an incredible immune system. The problem is the intestinal tract. There are so many substances that harm it. So we have something called Roundup that for decades was used to grow food. It would basically be sprayed on fields and crops to kill destructive organisms or natural organisms which eat food. If there's a real food, it's natural that insects will want to eat it because it's actually healthy. So they sprayed glyphosate on everything. It's the main ingredient in this weed killer called Roundup. But unfortunately, when human beings eat the plants and the produce that have used glyphosate, we have little healthy organisms in our gastrointestinal tract, in our microbiome. And the glyphosate destroys them. The glyphosate also makes little holes in the mucous membrane of our intestines. Now, all of our internal organs are meant to be closed, and the membranes are supposed to be tightly knit so nothing can leak through. We don't want partially digested food to leak through, because one of the things about our immune system is in a healthy immune system, it will recognize foreign invaders, which normally would be coming from outside. But suddenly we have holes being made in the intestines. So our food that's partially digested will leak back into the bloodstream. And then, our body's going crazy because we're being signaled that we have a foreign invader. We have all kinds of allergic reactions that happen. So, but Biomedic, the amazing thing about it is it will pull glyphosate out of the gut. When glyphosate comes in, it blocks the absorption of minerals. Well, Biomedic has something called humic ore, which is an incredible mineral substance that will replenish the minerals that are depleted by the glyphosate. The glyphosate, we have little finger-like projections in the small intestine called villi, and the glyphosate destroys the villi. And if you think about it, if you have a flat surface, you absorb a certain amount of nutrients, but if suddenly you have like a finger-like projection coming out from the wall of that, well, then you have all those finger-like projections absorb more nutrients, and the small intestine is in our bodies to absorb nutrients. And if they get destroyed, we absorb a lot less nutrients. So the fulvic acid that is in the Biomedic, which normally drives nutrition deeper into our cells, actually acts as an escort to pull the glyphosate out. And then the other incredible thing in the Biomedic is lactobacillus spores. If any of you remember when we were growing up, and there were little dandelions that grow in the grass, but instead of the yellow dandelions, we see those little feathery ones, and we used to kind of blow on them and the feathers would go all over and we'd kind of make a wish. Well, those little feathers, spores, so David Sandoval and the people who created this put little probiotic spores into the Biomedic. So when it goes into our body, it's not just lactobacillus organisms, but it's spores. They actually explode in the gut, and we have millions and millions and millions of organisms. So that's another incredible part of the ULT. We are healing the gut. We are regenerating the good bacteria. We are healing the organs that have been harmed by the glyphosate. The Detox Project, it's the first product ever to receive the gold standard for detox certification. So this is the third product in this ULT, which is incredible. The fourth product, which I totally resonated with because as a colon hydrotherapist, I knew how important it was to get rid of old waste. The colon is 5.5 feet long and about 2.5 inches wide. Now, if we have efficient elimination, if we have the right kind of 2 to 3 bowel movements a day, which we're supposed to have, well, that 2.5 inch diameter will stay that way. But over the years of having refined flour products and grains, where the opening of the gastrointestinal, the intestine gets more and more narrowed because we have all this waste like hanging out on the sides of the intestine. The super cleanser will pull that old waste out of the intestine. And just about everybody today has parasites. It also has ingredients like black walnut and wormwood, they're herbs. They will destroy parasites. And the way the super cleanser is used in the ULT is you take it usually starting day 11 for 10 days. And then 20 days later, once you're done with that initial 30-day program, the second 30 days, 20 days later, you take the second amount of super cleanser because often parasites will lay eggs. We want to make sure that any eggs laid by the first batch of parasites will be eliminated. So this is an incredible product to get rid of old waste and parasites. So that really got my heart as a colon hydrotherapist. And then the fifth part of this is the apothecary. So many people these days don't have restful sleeps anymore. We're very, very low in antioxidants and we're very low in melatonin. So many of our body rhythms are just so interrupted, our circadian rhythm, which is important for good sleep, by all of the 5G energy out there in our cell phones and the toxic overload and the preservatives and the blue rays of the screens that we're on for so long. So they discovered people who grow cherries, they seem to be in incredible levels of health. And it was discovered that cherries were incredibly high in antioxidants and in melatonin. So in the evening, you take this somewhere between an hour before bed or before bed. You mix 2 tablespoons of this tart cherry concentrate with a little bit of water, and you drink it. And it provides an incredible sleep and infuses us with high levels of antioxidants. You refrigerate it when you open it, and it's great for skin. It really helps with inflammation. So I found myself in 2014 when a friend turned me on to this company and actually treated me to a version of the ULT. It was a little bit different, but he treated me. And I was so impressed with the results, with the consciousness of the formulator, because I met him within a few weeks. I was so fascinated that they were having kind of an event a few weeks later, and I met him and I got to interact with him. I got to understand the level of his studies. And everything I was saying to people over the decades about you must eat alkaline, you must have high chlorophyll, you must have enzymes, you must reduce the amount of digestive energy, like it was all right here. So what I love about this is it's extremely user-friendly. I would much rather, as a practitioner, send a person to the website to order or to send them to somebody like me or any of us who are, working with this, and having it ordered online, go directly to your door, 60-day money-back guarantee. I don't want to support Jeff Bezos. I don't like what he's about. I don't like what he's doing. I don't want to support stores that have unethical practices. I don't want to support stores that have plastics and, containers that are harming the earth. So this is a balanced, incredible way to get your own health together, respect and heal the earth. And I guess that's why I'm here sharing this with you tonight. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for inviting me. Oh, wait, you're muted, Michael.
Hey, thank you so much, Joyce. That really was one of the finest
Oh,
explanations of the ULT since I've heard so many people talk about it. So thank you for enlightening all these amazing folks on this call so they can have a happier, healthier life. So I know you're committed to that. So you just continue to help people. So congratulations.
oh yeah.
Thank you.
So happy to do this. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
to see everybody on here who's on here. I think you know, this is a gift for you, whether you realize it right now or not. So happy to be here.
Well, big round of applause for Joyce, everyone. That was exceptional. Please, Lucy will post this. Please re-listen to it because the gems and the specific simple things she said, you want as you eat these foods, you want to learn, you want to have that knowledge in advance. I didn't have that knowledge when I started. I just started eating it because there was no one to teaching me. So back then, 11 years ago. So anyway, long story short, thank you again, Joyce. We appreciate you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, to go along with what Joyce is sharing, Lucy had got a call from a gentleman and his wife a few weeks, about 4 months ago. And Lucy, you want to chime in on this when as how you connected with Nestor? Because Nestor is going to share with us his story, and his story is amazing, you all. Lucy.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Joyce, that was so good. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're welcome.
Yes. Yeah, I met Nestor about, it's been like 3 months already or 4 months ago. And I'm gonna tell you eh, you heard the phrase that says uh the superfoods, the products would sell itself. You don't need to sell anything. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is true. Finally, my brother, after years of telling him that you have to try the transformation, you have to try the superfoods, he said yes. And because he said yes to this, somebody at his work uh, look at him, notice him about his energy, his losing weight, and said, I think we want what you have. Whatever you're eating, we want it. And that's how we met Nestor. And and anyway, I let Nestor talk and I'll come back.
Hi, Lucy.
Let me throw this in before you speak, Nestor.
Okay.
Lucy went out and did a presentation, and we actually did it in an ice cream store. And I went and bought 4 bottles of water so we weren't taking up space and not contributing. And it was amazing, Lucy, doing this presentation on the opening the box of the ULT and to meet Nestor and his wife. And when I first saw him, I was really worried about his health, as we do a lot of folks that we turn on to Purium and maybe ourselves at one point. But anyway, just seeing Nestor where his health was, and I was really worried about the man. And he's such a good guy, a good person. He's a contractor. He has a big business that he runs his own business. And Lucy's did the presentation. And Nestor, what went on when you started eating the foods?
I mean, my life changed. I don't know how much time I have. I still have a lot of work in my mind. So,
Take your time and just share with us.
okay. So when we met Lucy, yeah, like Lucy said, my wife, where she works, she talked to her brother, and Lucy gave us a free pack of the power shakes. And I was taking medication for a lot of different things. But before that, a week before that, I went to a doctor, and the doctor told me all my sugar levels were super high. They were 600. My cholesterol was like about 1100, and I forget the name of the major things too. That was off the chart. Like it was 8,000 and something points, and the max for a bad person would be like 200, 300 range. Other than that, well, I started taking medication and everything for a whole week, trying to eat right, buying some food, organic food. And my wife noticed Lucy's brother. We got info from him, called Lucy. Lucy gave us a free pack. And I started noticing right away by the second day that my sugar levels were dropping. At that moment, I thought, well, I guess the medicine's kicking in. And Lucy went out on a vacation, a small little vacation. We ran out of the power shake. That whole week we didn't have it. My sugars started going up again, and I'm still taking medication. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. How come it's not? It should be going lower, not up. So Lucy came back. We got a whole package, ULT. That changed my life. That changed my life. That's when we met Lucy and Michael, and they're great people. But that changed my life. Once we started taking everything, myself and my wife, that's when we started sharing the package, and I started seeing more energy in myself. I started like in maybe a month, I started losing weight. I started feeling more focused, more energized, and I'm like, wow, this is different. My sugar levels were dropping, so I did a little test for myself. I wouldn't take the pills at all the medication I was taking about 6 pills, different medications for me a day. So I started to say, I'm not going to take these. I just want to try this, see if this works more than the medication, and I did that, and yeah, everything started dropping because I test myself every day. So what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, I just have a lot. I just came from work, um, but the products, they they're awesome. They're great. I started feeling different. I started just feeling it inside me. All the changes going through, just more energized, more focused. I mean, it just I don't explain it, but it was just a wonderful feeling, and it was just better. I was seeing my life turning the other way around. I was more focused, like I said. I had kind of like you could say I had a depression in a way because I was like, well, I'm still young, I'm not that old, and I can't do certain things. I can't play with my kid. I can't focus at work. I started feeling kind of depressed. But with Imperium, it's a great company. I started changing. I started changing. I started getting better. I felt better. I felt more, more focused, more like I can live again. I can breathe. And I don't know explain it, but it was amazing. And I'm just like, wow, this is the stuff I gotta have every single day, in which I do. I love it. It's the best thing. It's changed not just my life, my family's life, my kids' life, my dog's life. It's just changed. It's just changed a lot, and I love it. Um, and I don't know what else I can tell you. I'm telling you that just
Did
for my.
you
Go
said
ahead,
you
Mike.
how much what went on with the weight loss?
Weight loss. I haven't worked out for a long time, and no exercise. I started this on September of last year, so that's what, like about 6 months maybe or so. And I have lost about 50 pounds. I do it slow, but I lost a lot of weight, which that helps me a lot. And it's the best. I feel better, and I know I'm gonna lose more weight. I'm gonna be getting thinner as I go. I know this because I need to lose more weight, and I know this period helps me a lot. Eating smaller portions of a meal and eating healthier as well. Um, I don't know what else I could say.
Well, Lucy, any questions you want to ask him? Anything you want to say?
No, he, thanks, Nestor, that was great. But what it was really good is, sometimes you hear testimonies like this, but he actually shared the before and after blood work. And I don't know how to read the blood work. And then, so he was explaining it to me, and then I go, what? Tell me again. I mean, it's amazing how the sugar levels went down and everything else went down.
Yeah,
So, yeah, and we have the before and after. Whoever wants to, he give me permission to share them with you guys. So thank you, Nestor.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Well, Nestor, and there again, folks, when we went out and did that, we went out and did the presentation, and Lucy did the presentation, and I was just there to help out and observe. And my heart, as we know how we care for other human beings, our heart just went out. And Lucy had the pack, and she just said, she didn't say, pay me right now. She said, I'm doing a meeting at my house on Thursday night. And this was a Saturday morning. She said, take the pack, start eating it, and come to the meeting on Thursday night and report to us how you're feeling. And he paid Lucy that night, 5 days later. There was no rush because the trust, the trust is so clear with Nestor. that and his wife, they're such great people that, you know, we have no problem just giving him the pack and saying, we'll see you on Thursday. So I just congratulate, and there again, y'all, if you would have, if how he looks now compared to what was going on with him, you would be doing, you'd be saying prayers. So we're so happy for him and his family. He's got a beautiful kids. Some are grown. He's still got like a 8-year-old. Honey, is she 8? Yeah, and she got a beautiful little daughter, and now they have a new life together. And he's got a new life, and he's yeah. Anything else you want to share before we close the call, Nestor?
No, I mean, I would, well, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. And I thank Perium. I thank God, you know, because through you guys, he made me, you know, have a better life. Better life. I'm very grateful for you guys that God put us in the path with Perium and with you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, you all, thank you, Nestor. So congratulations, and just keep eating the foods. And there again, folks, it gets back to that same line that I read earlier in the call. The quality of the food you eat will equal the quality of life you live. And as I look at all the folks on this call, Dan, Carrie, Dominique, Eric, Patty, Joyce, Lucy, and, you know, I'm just telling you, Lori, we all know that how these foods have affected our lives. So it's just a fantastic experience. And again, we don't make claims that our foods cure. We're not in the curing business. You know, we're in the business of making lives better. And that's the joy of what Dave and Amy have committed Purium to. Pure and premium quality. So we don't make claims. We let the foods do the nourishing, and then the body does what it needs to do. So on that note, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, Joyce, for an amazing, great presentation.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Nestor. And we do this every Wednesday night. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock on this same link, Dominique and Wame will be doing a call on the opportunity of sharing with people and how you can create a wonderful income by sharing these amazing foods with your friends and family and people. So that's at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Please tune in for that. And we do this every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock. And please tune in and join us. And thank you all for participating and supporting Purium and helping all the people that you're helping.
Get with the person who invited to the call. Guess what? That person has a gift card for you for over $100 off your transformation.
Yes. Make sure you call that person right away and get started. Blessings to you all.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.